I will praise Donald. Give my praise unto the Lord. It's f***ing ridiculous. You look ridiculous. I mean, in some ways it's quite cool. You know, just hear me out. Just for a little bit of balance. In some ways, it's quite useful. Next time I'm at a dinner party or, you know, backstage somewhere or, you know, being introduced to many people at once, one after the other. If somebody comes up to me and they introduce themselves, they happen to be American, and they go, oh, hey there, I don't think that we've met. My name is Hank. It's really nice to meet you. I'll just gently, like, move my head around. Just take a little glance at their ear. Oh, like, you see the bandage? You're like, oh, yeah, it's nice to meet you too, Hank. Listen, I really need to go and say hello to Sally. Yeah, but later. Bye. Nice to meet you, though. Yeah. Just completely swerve them, you know? It's like they're wearing a red flag, isn't it? It's like they're wearing, you know, in like some of the, like American Pie and Road Trip and like some of those sort of naughties, teen, gross out movies, you know, they would make I've got to be careful with my language here, the R word one, right? You know, the stupid one. They would make the stupid one where like the sort of multicolored twirly bird hat. Like the guy, what movie was it where he has the thing on and he's got like earmuffs on his head? There's something about Mary, right? And then when they take the earmuffs off, then he's like, don't touch me! He goes like really violent. I'm sure he wore like a twirly bird thing. But like if you saw somebody wearing a multicolored twirly bird hat, there would be certain connotations, wouldn't there? You'd be drawing certain conclusions. Like, I don't know if that person is, you know, the most intelligent person I've ever... And it's the same thing with the ear bandage. If I was introduced to somebody who was wearing the ear bandage, I'm sorry, I would judge them and leave. I mean, I'll tell you what it reminds me of, actually, right? I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Seeing these rows of people also wearing the ear bandages. It reminds me of like a few years ago when that band Slipknot first came out. There was a guy at my work, at the job that I used to do, and he was sort of excitedly telling me about how I think he'd gone to see them, or he had watched a video or some sort of like MTV like mini documentary about them or something. I can't remember. And anyway, he was telling me excitedly how they had got 5,000 people to bow down to them, right? In the arena. 5,000 people bowing down to this metal band. And so he's telling me this, like, all excited about it. And I'm like, 5,000 people. Because even when I was like 18, 19, I was a cynical right? It's like 5,000 people, really, all bowed down in front of them. Jesus Christ. I was so unimpressed. Must have really, like, pissed on his chips. Because he knew I was into bands. So he's probably telling me because it was a thing that we were both into. And then he tells me the thing that's supposed to be exciting, and I just completely stamp on his flowers. So he's like, oh, they got 5,000 people, make them bow down. And I'm like, oh, whatever. But he was loving it. He was loving it. And I just thought it was the saddest, dumbest thing to bow down and worship this metal band. Like, not even in a sort of like a Wayne's World kind of funny way. You know, like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. Like, none of that. It was like serious, just on their knees in some sort of theatrical display of messianic worship. It's what it was. And I remember being like, Jesus Christ, like 5,000 people all bowing down to a band. Like, don't any of these people have any self-respect or self-esteem? And then I sort of like cut myself off in the middle of like saying that. I was like, well, I mean, it is Slipknot, I guess, right? So, probably not. You're not going to find 5,000 emotionally healthy people at a Slipknot concert. You're just not.
Nuclear war and climate change keep raging. The oil's running out. Disease keeps changing. There's